Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon, everyone. How are y'all doing today? Who do we have in here? Trisha, hi, darling. How are you doing? So, I am up here in what qualifies as downtown Burkesville, and the square is just behind me. I didn't really want to be walking around with my phone in everyone's face, but I'm early, so no one has really gathered yet, and I don't know how many people to expect. Trish, just to let you know, I did remember to pray in tongues for Janelle's brother's funeral. So at least I did, darling, and I'm sure that for the intercessory prayer warriors that we do have here, that was not the only one. So I was just telling Trisha, y'all, that I'm up here in downtown Burkesville, or what qualifies as such, and the town square is right behind me. And of course, I'm early. I expected to be early. I just smashed a barbecue sandwich on one of those, the Hawaiian roll, the sweet Hawaiian dinner roll. Well, one of the Casey's up here puts barbecue on those, and they call them sliders. They put 3 of them in the box together, and I smashed 2 of them. The King's Hawaiian barbecue brisket slider things. Yeah, I have a weakness for barbecue. And what's more American than barbecue, right? It starts at noon, and I was really hoping to catch some people up here. I know Pastor Dana is going to be here, but I was really hoping to catch some others up here so that I could possibly do some interviews on people that were up here for the National Day of Prayer here at the town square. But I don't know how much luck I'm going to have. You want to have a look? Huh? I'm going to tease you. All right, so it's Casey's King's Hawaiian brisket. Casey's King's Hawaiian barbecue brisket sliders. Okay, that's what this is. And it's just a little slider on it's just a little slider on one of those little King Hawaiian rolls. Yeah. Can you see that? Yummy stuff. So it was really good. There's 3 in there. I ate 2 of them. Brother Jopie, hi. I'm talking about food, y'all. Sorry, squirrel. All right, so if you like, I think I'm gonna get out and go ahead and walk around the square just a little bit and give y'all a view of where we are, and I'll try to keep y'all out of the sun. All right. So, and then I'll probably end up coming back here to wait. You see that? Small town USA, y'all. All right. So, let me flip you around here, and I'll point out some sights to you. All right. So this is what we're at the library here. All right. And let me get brave and step out here in the street for a moment. One of our finest. All right. So if you will look up here, that's where the Alpine Motel is. And then this is the street that goes to the roundabout. That's the courthouse. And then the roundabout. To go to the church, you would go 1 street over and to the right, and it would take you out to the church. But we are up here at the town square, and there's the roundabout. And this is the town square. And I'm not exactly sure where we are going to be gathering for the prayer. My guess would be right here. What do you think? Hi, Andrea. Hi, darling. How are you doing? So we are early, y'all, because I wanted to walk around and give y'all a look at the town square before we started. I'm not sure what time Pastor Dana will be showing up, but I'm here. Here I am, Lord. Come to pray. Hi, Lucy. How are you doing, darling? So y'all haven't, some of you haven't been to Burkesville. So I'm going to walk around a little bit and give you a little bit of Burkesville to look at. I'm glad you enjoyed the field trip. All right, so like I said, this is the roundabout in town, in the middle of town. So this is the street that I'm on, this immediate right here. That car coming in, that's coming in from the way to the church. Church is out that way. You go halfway through the roundabout, and the way that this white truck just came from, that is the way to El Rey's. That's down where the red light is and where Casey's, the convenience store, is. And then the courthouse is in the middle of the roundabout. And that is some of the art on one of the buildings here. Now there is a pawn shop right over there. Right there. Triple C Pawn LLC. That's where I got my chainsaw from. And there's another one in there that I've got my eye on, but I don't know. It's a little expensive, so I don't know. But I need a bigger chainsaw for my chainsaw mill. Hi, Brother Biscuit. How are you doing? Hello, Lori. Hi. Oh, my goodness. Ah, and there is Pastor Dana. Oh, my goodness. So I'm doing a live broadcast, Pastor Dana. Would you mind telling us what you have come to pray for? And just a little outline on...
Sure, yeah. Today is the Kendall County Municipal Association sponsoring the National Day of Prayer event here next to the Justice Center. And we'll spend the focus of our time praying for specific things for the nation. That involves Congress, the Senate, the White House, all three branches. We'll spend some time praying for the Senate, or praying for the state leaders. And then thirdly, we'll be praying for our local communities, involving as much that we can to pray for that needs to be prayed for, which is about everything right now at this point. Everything needs prayer right now. So that's
Absolutely.
what we're here for.
Awesome. Will there be any prayer for the schools?
That will be when we pray for the local stuff. There'll be different people from different walks of life here, and I'm going to just open up some prayer, kind of outline things, and ask people to just pray out loud. And I don't know. We've seen as many as 60 people here before. I was not here last year. I was kind of out of it. I don't even remember May 5th or the National Day of Prayer last year. But people will bring the things that they want to pray about. You'll see educators that will pray for the Department of Education. You'll see people who are involved in law enforcement pray for local law enforcement, and all the agencies. So it's just what people feel led to pray for at that time. But there'll be plenty of people who will pray for the education system here locally, which I think we got one of the better education systems in Kentucky. We still have teachers who are not afraid to express their faith in Christ. And I mean, we had a Holy Week service on a Friday, on Good Friday, and parents had to sign permission slips, but kids were allowed to come to the Good Friday service. Now tell me where else in America that happens on Good Friday and schools are supportive like that. So,
we had an issue come up from one of our ladies in chat, Trisha.
Okay.
where a young boy that we had been praying for before, he's in the hospital receiving treatment for a sickness, and the parents decided to remove him from that hospital and take him somewhere else
I'm aware of that, yeah.
And the administrators at that hospital were not wanting to allow the family to remove the child for an alternative treatment.
Sure, kind of sounds like socialized medicine or communism, pretty much. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, welcome to America. Some things have changed, but the things that really need to change aren't changing fast enough.
Right.
But we go on, we pray. And Trisha made me aware of that situation this morning. Been praying for him, and hopefully, you know, when you pray for the medical field, you got to pray that the doctors that do know what's going on and are afraid to say anything have the courage and literally the sheer intestinal fortitude just to say, I can't hide behind this. I got to tell the truth. And I think the more people we have speak the truth out in the medical field, in the congressional world, wherever we are, it's going to make a bigger difference.
Absolutely. Now, what time do people start gathering here?
Sometimes it's a minute till, sometimes it's 10 after. And like I said, I've been doing this since I've been down here, and we're sponsored by the Cumberland County Minister Association. We got some of our pastors that work full time. One is a teacher, an elementary school teacher, and others they'll show up. Plus, they were calling for rain at noon. Now they're calling for rain at 1. I just put on Facebook, bring your umbrellas and your rain gear, and because this is light affliction. You know, I know a lot of people work, a lot of people can't get here, but if they're at home and they can't get to an after-day of prayer event, they can pray right where they are.
Absolutely.
And pray for the things to be prayed for.
Absolutely. All right. Are there any questions in the chat? Let's see here. Tricia would like to know if you have a signed absence slip for last year.
I can get a medical release form. How about that? I can easily get that form, I can assure you. And my wife will testify, my son will testify, and the doctor will testify as well.
All right, Pastor Dana, thank you for speaking to us on the live broadcast. I'll be back with you shortly.
All right.
All right, y'all. So I am going to let y'all go and have a chat with Pastor Dana. The bells are sounding or is that something else? I don't know. So we are going to wait for everyone to gather here for the prayer. So thank you for joining me so far this morning. I really wanted to be able to extend it until 12, but I don't want to waste your time. I don't know how this is going to turn out, but be guaranteed that anything that darkness can do to stop the prayers from going up, that's what's going to happen. So if y'all want to take a short break, and I will try to set this up and rebroadcast at noon on the dot as the prayers begin, so that you can join us, even if it is just myself and Pastor Dana praying at the flag in the local town square. So I'll see y'all in just a few minutes. Bye.